There was a belief that an entire generation once saw as obvious. Study hard, get a degree, work in an office, sit in front of a screen, and your future will be secure. But AI is starting to break that belief. And the biggest irony is this. The people who may be threatened first are not necessarily manual laborers. They may be office workers, lawyers, accountants, customer service staff, administrative assistants, people who write routine content, and programmers doing repetitive coding tasks. Jobs that were once seen as stable, respectable, and full of promise are now facing a very real wave of disruption. And what makes this even more serious is that this time, AI is not coming alone. It is arriving alongside robots. That means it is not just mental work that is being challenged, physical work is too. In this video, I want to walk with you through the 3 biggest questions of the AI era. First, why is this wave fundamentally different from every technological revolution before it? Second, what AI is actually doing to jobs, businesses, and money in the economy? And third, most importantly, if you do not want to lose value in the labor market over the next 5 to 10 years, what capabilities do you need to build starting now? Stay until the end, because the final part is the most important. It answers a question everyone should be asking. In the age of AI, where do humans still need to be strong in order to remain valuable? If AI can do more and more, what advantage do humans still have left? The frightening part is not just that AI can write emails faster than you. It is not just that it can code, make slides, analyze data, or answer customers faster than a new employee. The bigger shift is this. Once AI learns how to do something one time, it can repeat that task at a massive scale almost instantly. There is no need to hire more people, no need to retrain staff, no need to open more offices. All it takes is a slightly better model, and millions of jobs can be affected at once. That is why this is not just a new tool. This is a major leap in productivity, and it is also a rewrite of the rules of the labor market. If we want to understand why AI is so different from previous waves of technology, we need to look at 3 very important things. First, this time, AI is going straight after cognitive labor. Previous industrial revolutions mostly changed how humans moved, produced things, and performed physical work. But AI is different. It is moving directly into the kinds of work that we used to think were safest. Reading, writing, summarizing, analyzing, calculating, planning, and processing documents. Put simply, AI is entering exactly the category of work that we long believed only humans could do well. Second, AI is arriving together with robots. If AI replaces part of the mind, robots replace part of the body, and when those two are combined, we are no longer talking about a tool that simply answers questions. We are talking about systems that can observe, understand, decide, and act in the real world. That is when this becomes much more serious, because if machines start to handle both mental work and physical work, then humanity's role in the value chain will have to be redefined. Third, AI spreads incredibly fast. Railroads took years to build, factories required land, machinery, labor, and supply chains. Electric grids took decades to expand. But AI runs on the internet. It appears on top of the infrastructure the world has already built, which means that if a better model is released today, it can begin entering your work tomorrow. So the concern is not just that AI is getting more powerful. It is that it is spreading faster than almost any technology before it. The first place where AI's impact becomes obvious is the job market. And the jobs most affected early on usually share 3 traits. The process is clear, the work is repetitive, and it is easy to standardize. That is why jobs like customer service, data entry, administrative support, basic bookkeeping, template-based document processing, entry-level document analysis, template-based as-produced content creation, and repetitive programming tasks are already under heavy pressure. But the more interesting part is this paradox. For years, society believed office work was safer than manual labor. AI may flip that belief upside down. In the coming years, electricians, plumbers, repair technicians, field service workers, and skilled construction workers may become more valuable than many office professionals. The reason is simple. AI can process documents faster than humans, but it still cannot walk into a house with broken wiring, a leaking pipe, or a chaotic construction site and solve the situation the way a skilled tradesperson can. So what is happening is not just job replacement, it is a revaluation of labor itself. Many knowledge-based jobs that once seemed secure may be losing their advantage, while practical, physical, real-world skills may be starting to rise in value. But job loss may not even be the scariest part. What may be even more dangerous lies behind the scenes, in the way the world is pouring money into AI. Because every time you use AI, what sits behind that answer on your screen is not just software. It is giant data centers, buildings full of chips, electricity, water, cooling systems, fiber networks, and investment capital. And the problem is this kind of infrastructure is extremely expensive, consumes enormous resources, and becomes outdated very quickly. A highway can be used for decades, an electrical grid can too, but AI hardware may need to be replaced after only a few years. So the risk is not just technological, it is financial. If too much money floods into AI too quickly, but real revenue does not keep up, then what breaks may not just be a few tech companies. It could become a much larger financial shock than many people expect. And that is why AI is not just a software story. It is also a story about infrastructure, energy, investment capital, debt, and whether the economy can absorb a transition that is happening too fast. So in that kind of environment, what will help you avoid being left behind? To me, the most convincing answer is entrepreneurial thinking. That does not mean everyone needs to start a company, but it does mean that almost everyone needs to learn how to think like someone who knows how to create value. That means learning how to spot real demand, test quickly, start small, measure real feedback, and adapt continuously. In a world changing this fast, the winners are not always the people who are the most qualified in the old way. More often, they are the people who see faster, learn faster, test faster, and adjust faster. Put simply, this mindset moves through 6 steps. Choose the right opportunity, validate demand, build something people actually need, sell it, scale it carefully, and then repeat the cycle. The key point is this: do not jump into an idea just because it sounds exciting. Start small, keep it cheap, test fast, and use AI to shorten that entire process. But there is one point that is even more practical. Do not just use AI for information. Give it a real problem, a messy process, a skill you want to turn into a service, a need inside your company that no one is handling well, a customer complaint that keeps coming up again and again. In the next few years, the people with the real advantage will not be the ones who merely say AI is important. They will be the ones who know how to use AI to solve a real problem, create real value, and turn that value into a real opportunity. But after all of that, the biggest question still remains. If AI keeps getting better, what is left that humans do better than machines? To me, there are 3 things. First, real lived experience. AI has data, but it does not have a real life. It can talk about failure, but it has never lost everything. It can talk about love, but it has never loved anyone. It can talk about pain, but it has never sat in front of someone who is terrified that their future is falling apart. That is why, in the age of AI, value no longer comes from simply saying a lot. Value comes from saying something that only you can say. Second, real-world presence. AI can reply to messages, but it cannot show up in person for you. It cannot stand on a stage in your place, and it cannot sit face-to-face with another human being and create the feeling of being truly understood. Third, community and trust. The future will not belong to people who simply produce more content. It will belong to the people who build relationships, earn trust, and create real value around them. Not just videos, but content, community, credibility, real experience, and real results. That is why personal brand is becoming more and more important. Not because everyone needs fame, but because people need to know who you are, what you understand, what you have lived through, and why they should trust you. If I had to summarize this entire story in one sentence, it would be this: AI is not just replacing some jobs. It is forcing human beings to redefine what their real value actually is. Because when the most common skills can be automated, what remains will not be what machines do best. What remains will be the things machines struggle to copy. Your perspective, your experience, your credibility, your community, and your ability to create deeply human value. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may be worried about their future in the age of AI. And leave a comment to let me know. In your opinion, over the next 5 years, what human skill will be the hardest to replace? Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I wish you peace and happiness, and I will see you in the next video.